Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. Looking forward to a great week ahead. So you saw last week I said when we started that the setups were not so clear. It's all looking more like sideways moves. But this week it has changed now. We've got clearer setups. We've got clearer trade setups. So that's important when you trade. Know when to enter the market and when to stay out. So today we've got to have a few definite setups, clear setups that we're going to look at. Okay, first things first, before we get started, if you're watching this for the first time, this is my channel on YouTube. When you go to my channel and you click on any of my videos, if you go down under the description of all the videos, and you click under the show more tab, you will find that each and every pair that we're going to discuss here this morning is time stamped. Thank you, Harry, for doing this for me. This helps me a lot. Thanks so much. Please assist again today. So all the pairs are time stamped. You just click on the pair that you're interested in. So you don't have to go through the whole video, which is about an hour, 20 to hour and a half minutes long. So you just go to what you are interested in. If you're just interested in the cryptos, you just click on the cryptocurrencies, or if you're just looking for the major pairs, you just look at the majors: euro, US dollar, pound, US dollar, CHF, and all those pairs. So that makes it so much easier to work with. Right, so we have just concluded our February course this past week. The next course is going to be on the 4th of March. So after the 4th of March, we're going to take, the next course is only going to be possibly in June. So after March, the next course is going to be in June. So you can join us at any time, and if you're interested in more details about the course, send me an email. You'll find all my contact details under the description of all the videos. There you'll get information about the course content, what is covered in the course, how it works in the group. And also you'll find the Telegram channel. This Telegram channel, I don't post anything. I have to make it clear. I don't post trade setups there. I just post the webinar link. Okay, so I get a lot of people sending me, asking me to add them into the group, thinking they are trade setups there. If I'm putting up a trade setup, it's going to be on TradingView. And if you're looking for me on TradingView, which also I don't post as often as I would like to, you can find me on that link. You won't find me if you just search for Victor Manena, because my profile name is V Manena. That was a long time ago when I registered on TradingView. I didn't know there was going to be a lot of people looking for me, so I just put it as V Manena. So if I knew, then I would put my profile as Victor Manena, which is easy to find. But you can find that link or to my profile under the description of the videos. All right. So let's get started, guys, with the cryptocurrencies. They are looking very interesting. I've changed the format of the videos slightly since the beginning of the year, and starting with the analysis with the cryptocurrencies. Used to do them last, but they're setting up so nicely that you cannot ignore them in the next coming couple of days, months, because the structure is so interesting. So we need to keep track of this on a weekly basis to see how this is going to go. So let's start with Bitcoin, and I'm going to keep doing this so for the benefit of those that are watching the videos for the first time as well, so that you can understand where we are coming from and what we're looking for with this structure. It is easy to see that Bitcoin has been on the rise with this impulsive move that ended up at towards the actually January 2018. That's when Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies started this correction down to the downside. So we've been in this corrective structure from January 2018. So it's an impulse, and then we started this correction. But this correction is quite complex, right? So it looks like this. So we've got this three-wave pullback. You can see these 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. There's no 5 waves there or anything like that. And then this pulls back again in a pulsing wave. This is a pulsing wave. So then it corrects in 3 waves like this, complex B correction there. We've got 1, 2, 3, and maybe I should show this here. I should show this with a different color. This is the structure, and to mark that, let's just show this one here. This is the structure. So you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, right? So then you're expecting that this move that's going to come down up here now is going to be this one. So this move is going with this. Okay, so this can be a running flat, it can be an expanding flat that breaks the top there, or and reverse and then go. Okay, so what running flat am I talking about? I'm talking about this one here, this red. This can be an expanding, it can be a running flat which turns here, so it can turn here as well. This upside that we're looking for, I'll show you the upside that's coming now. This upside can turn here as well, because in either way, it's going to be an Elliott wave corrective structure. So it will not change anything if you get it to come and break the top there, or if it just turns there. It will be a running flat. So either way, so I'm anticipating that it will be a running flat based on the structure that it's forming, but it doesn't really matter, because when it forms, we will know. So this move to the upside is what we're going to be looking for, but this is not the move that will go all the way. So I believe from there, we're going to come back down, and then we're going to go, let me not draw it below zero. We're going to come back down as close as possible to zero, and then let's do that. And then this year, the impulsive move can then start. Okay, this move. Okay, so you will need, if you see this move happening now, then you need to hold the cryptos for a long term. Okay, so now this move that is currently happening, as I indicated last week also, I should have drawn this red here, but it's going to look very awkward. So let's see the structure that is forming here to see if we're still getting continuation to the downside or upside. So let's go to the lower time frame. We're going to go and focus specifically in this area on the 4-hour chart, and we will see what structure is happening there. Let's have a look now. Okay, there's some people were complaining about the quality of the video. So if there's an issue with the quality of the video, you go on to, this is the way you go on YouTube. Go to settings, right? Go to settings, and let's just check here where you adjust the quality. If you go to settings, it should give you, you should be able to adjust the quality of the video somewhere there. Let's just see here. Let's see. Just hold on a second so the advert can go. Right. The quality of the video. You go to the quality, settings, quality, and then you can select the quality based on what your device or machine can allow you. Okay, so that's where you go. So if you think the quality of the video is bad, just go into settings and adjust it there. Okay. All right, so Harry says it's not immediate. The quality is not immediate. You're not. It does not give you the ability to change the settings immediately after the video is uploaded, but it will eventually. It will eventually. So just be a little bit patient. Okay. All right. So this is Bitcoin now, and the structure that we're looking for. So this is the last piece that I said I'm going to show you towards the end like this. So if you remember what happened, let me make it bigger as well. If you remember how we were doing this since the beginning of the year, I'm just going to go through this quickly. You can watch how we did this in the previous videos as well. So now I'm just going to show you quickly when we started resumed in the year, we had this structure, we expected the drop. And we also had this structure again, we expected the drop. That was the second week. Third week, we also had the structure. So it was incidental. It was amazing how these structures were forming each week when we came to do the analysis. The 14th, when I resumed the analysis, 14th of January, when I resumed, we had this structure. The following week, and the following week again, we had this one until we had this last move to the downside. And we had been expecting that after these structures are done, we are going to get a push to the upside. Okay. We're going to get a push to the upside. We're still not out of that structure. So the move that we're going to be looking at here is this one here. Let's do this one in blue. You've got a pulsing move to the upside. You've got this corrective structure, which we'll see what it is when it starts pushing out of this now. I'm thinking that this is a WXY XZ move. So let's see how this goes. So this is going to be a move that we're expecting. Remember, I said even if we get that move to the upside, it is not the one that I'm expecting to go all the way. I will still expect it to come back for 1 before it goes. So this is what we'll be looking for. I'll be looking for it to do something like this. For it to do something like this, down first before we go. All right, so this is the move that will go as close as possible to 0 before we go all the way to the upside. So now the move that we're currently looking for is this one to break out of this structure. We want it to break out of this structure to at least come and retest this level minimum, but that will only happen when we get out of this structure to get a move to around this area. And then we're going to get as close as possible to 0 and then move to the upside. So that's at least the forecast for now, unless something changes. So we're going to be keeping track of this as the weeks go by until we get that move that we are looking for to the upside. Right, so that is Bitcoin. Ethereum, I'm going to go only, Litecoin, I'm only going to go to the lower time frame. That we've indicated. Also, since the beginning of the year, we saw that this was making a 3-wave structure. Okay, and then we started getting this drop here to the downside. So this actually makes a 3-wave move like this, corrective structure. So this looks like a leading diagonal here in the beginning. Okay, so let's see what structure we get here. Could be an A move, a B move, and a C move, making this a W, a X, and a Y. If this Y is not complete, maybe a slight push to the upside, then that will make this structure, this will be like a 3-wave move here. Now let's use a different color. This will be like a 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that will be a corrective structure that we will look at to break to the downside. Remember, Bitcoin, we also wanted to push a little bit higher, and then when it's done, we're going to expect a move to the downside as close as possible to 0, and then go. So there is clear correlation here with all these cryptocurrencies. Right, so the X looks a little bit impulsive, but you need to go down to the lower time frame to see what it is. This also is not part of the down move. As you can see, this is the low here. That's your orthodox, what we call the orthodox low. You need to understand what the orthodox low is. All right, so that is the structure. Let's clean it up a bit so it's not cluttered. Especially this diagonal here, we need to draw it clearly. Leading diagonal. Start with the leading diagonal there. All right. This is not a triangle. It's a move starting up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction and then upside. If you wanted to get more detail on this, on the internal, this is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This corrective structure, and then you go with this move. Okay, so this is an A, B, C move. Okay, some people ask me what's the difference between A, B, C, and WXY or WXY, XZ. That is something that we learn in the course. It's not a one-statement issue. It's something that is we spend a whole day doing that. The difference between WXY and ABC. We spend the whole day of the course explaining that and differentiating that. Okay, so and it's important when you know the difference between those two, which one it is. So here you're getting a sort of a buy setup. You must be careful if you're going to buy this, because this can just break here, break the top to complete this move here, and then starts correcting with this move. All right, so that's what you need to look at when you look to buy this one. All right, that is Litecoin and Ethereum. Ethereum also, now you can look at this. We can look at Ethereum as this move here, the corrective move here, and this now going to do something like this. Okay, so you can see with Ethereum, structurally, it's a little bit different to the others, because you may expect it to go retest there, but it will not make sense with the rest of the corrective structures. If we're not expecting a big move to the upside with the rest of the corrective structures. So you may have Ethereum just making this 3-wave move up and then come to retest this low here. So you can find that the correlated pairs are going the same direction, but building different structures. So that is exactly what is happening with Ethereum and the rest of the structures. Okay, so that's what you could find there. So keep an eye and see what you get there. So you will be looking for this one, same with the others, to break to the upside. Okay, so if it does come and retest there, we're just going to adjust the count, and it will still be correlated to the rest of the to the other two pairs that we've just covered, that is Bitcoin and Litecoin. Ripple, if you look at Ripple, I'm still expecting the same. Nothing has changed up to this point. Let's just go daily one quickly. Okay, right, so you've got same as the other pairs. Let's see here what's on the chat box. Okay, so Harry's just making a comment there. But when you type something, I have to open it and see what you're saying. So let's continue here. One, pullback, corrective structure, three-wave move, another corrective structure that I'm expecting. Somebody made a comment on the video, a valid comment that they're making, that this one has taken, I can't remember how many days they checked here, and this one is taking longer. For I'm not looking at the time and at the time scale. I'm not only looking at the price scale, right? I'm looking only at the price scale at this stage. I'm not looking at the time cycle. So this one has taken, let's check how many days. This one took 81 days to build, and this one is already, that's a good note. It's well noted. That is the case, but it does not change anything in terms of price. 150 days, that's fine. So I'm still expecting that this will be the structure that forms here, like that, and this will be a move close as possible to zero. We're very close to zero now, and then we will expect this move. Okay, so just be careful. Even if we are going to get this move, or there is this possibility, because there is nothing guaranteed. That is the move that we're expecting, but the likelihood it's possible that this move, as much as it's going to go up, that it may just do a three-wave move like that, and then you get another corrective structure that is similar in size as this one, like this. Let's make this a full screen, because sometimes we always expect the impulsive move and it doesn't come, and you give up because you don't understand what the structure is making. So let's just make this example while we are here on Litecoin. All right, so yes, we are expecting the big move on all the cryptocurrencies. This may just do this in three waves, and then it comes back down with another three-wave move or a four-wave move like this, and then this becomes now the first move, the first corrective structure, and the second corrective structure, and another one. So it makes a double correction. So you see, we spent the whole year correcting. We could get a corrective structure that goes for maybe about 6 months or less, and then you get another year of correction. So we don't know how long this process can take, and then after that, then these can actually come. So this it could be a long-term thing. It could happen here, but if it's going to happen here, we are not going to miss it. We're going to take a setup that tells us it's going up, because the only move that we're waiting for is upside and not downside. Okay, so same thing with all of them, including Bitcoin. I'm showing you upside. Yes, that will be that is what the expectation is going to be, but don't expect a straight line all the time. So here again, this is what I mean. It's very clear. Let's switch off there. Show you what I mean. On all these cryptocurrencies, you'll find that the move that I'm expecting will come and may not come in a straight line or impulsive move like this. See here, this was an impulsive. It was just going on and on. So you could have this one. You see this one corrected for the whole year. This has been a correction from 2016 January up until this stage. So we're expecting, what are we expecting? We're expecting this pulse move to the upside. What if it doesn't come? Does it mean that the strategy doesn't work? No, it simply means as far as all the data we had, we were looking for upside move. What we cannot determine is whether this is going to be a single correction and then we go, or whether it's going to be a double correction, something like this. And then we go. Let's make this in full screen so you can see what I mean. Will it be a single correction or a double correction? That is the only thing that we don't know, but we know that the direction is going to be upside eventually when this plays out. Okay, something like this. Correction, correction, and then we go. Simple. And when if it does that, that's even an even better entry. Even this one, correction, this one goes and retests the top, comes back down, and then goes, making a different kind of structure. So it can form any of the corrective structures that Elliott has described. See, this is how you need to understand the Elliott wave theory. All right, so let's go now to the indices. We're going to run through the S&P 500. Watch the video from 2 weeks ago to see why we're looking at the indices the way we're looking at them now. Okay, don't know why this one is getting frozen here. I think let me just reset quickly here. I just want to reload it quickly. Beautiful. Okay, so we're back now. So let's continue. We're looking at the indices now. S&P 500. Now I don't usually watch other waivers analysis, but I don't know how many waivers have forecasted that this move was not the end. I was getting a lot of messages and people saying the market is crashing when this move was happening. When this move was happening, we looked at this even when it was just starting. When this was happening, I was expecting that this will just come back down, retest this top here and come down and then go. I forecasted a regular flat. You always forecast a regular flat, but I know it can be any type of flat correction. It can be an expanding flat, can be a running flat. So we expect all those possibilities. So when this was coming down, I said that this is going to make the new highs. Can you imagine when the structure looked like this at that time? This is what the chart looked like. This is what the chart looked like. I just want to see if I can get that to replay here. I can't find. Okay, let's get this one there. Can you imagine when the chart looked something like this? How does anybody expect upside move when the market looks like it's crashing like that? So that's what it looked. And as it was going down like that, I kept saying that this is not a crashing move, because we understood that this is only a continuation pattern. This is only a continuation pattern. So Elliott wave pattern, Elliott wave strategy is all about pattern recognition and understanding what the patterns are doing. So this is what we understood the patterns to be doing, and this is why we've got this move. It is not confirmed at this stage that that is the move that we're going to get, but so far it's looking very good. And if you get a corrective structure, then we're looking to the upside. And this move looks like it has made a 5-wave structure. So if we get a corrective structure here, you're going all the way, new highs, as you said when it was coming down. And why did we say new high? I need to show you that again, just quickly. So as I always say, what you're seeing here on Sundays is a front end of a very detailed analysis. Let's go weekly. I hope you can see it on the weekly. Hopefully it's going to be there. Please excuse the clutter right here at the top. I should have made sure that that is not visible in the weekly, but that's the structure that you're looking at here. We're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna have here 1, 2, 3, 4. This should not have been a blue color, should be yellow. 3. Now you're looking for 4 and a 5. Let's switch off the numbers. Simple. You see, this is why. This is why I expected the upside move, because the cycle and the sequence is not over. So if you've got a very good understanding of when the cycle and the sequence is going to be, it ends and starts, then you're able to trade with confidence no matter what you see the price structure looking like. So with the naked eye, this one just looks like it's coming down, and it just looks like we're going all the way down and the market is crashing. Even if this had crashed, guys, even if this had crashed, I would not have expected it to go all the way. I would have expected it to just make this correction and then go again. That's what I would have expected. I'm not expecting that the market or the indices are going to crash anytime soon. I'm still expecting that even when we go to this wave 5 here, it's not going to be a crash. Yes, going to get a strong move to the downside, but that will be part of a correction. That's what you need to understand when you trade this. Now let's go down to the lower time frame 4 hour. And this is one of the simplest one because this one is simply a simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure, and that is the structure that most understand. But when it comes to the complex ones, the corrective ones, most people struggle there. Right. So now you've got this clear again impulsive move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what you're going to be waiting for is a corrective structure, as I indicated. This is the 4 hours. So if you get a deeper corrective structure, you can ride this all the way to the new highs. Okay, so wait for it to give you that move. So you've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, currently building, extended wave 5. Then you're going to expect a corrective structure, then upside again. All right, that is S&P 500. The Dow is similar, exactly the same as the S&P 500. So you can see it's exactly the same structure, pulsing move down, corrective structure there in the middle, and then this one here. So this is how we label this one. It's an ABC move. ABC move, right? And then after that, you can see how close this one is to the new highs. It's very close, closer than the S&P 500. So we're going to those new highs. And similar with that one, we're expecting that it's going to come down, but it's going to go back up. So we just wanted it to take this low here and then push higher. Okay, so that's simple to understand, right? You're just looking at the pattern. Now, also here, you may get a corrective structure that will take you all the way up, new highs on the indices. Okay, all right, so that is the Dow. The NASDAQ is similar. The only difference with the NASDAQ is that its corrective structure is only starts here. So you saw the S&P 500 and the Dow was this 1, 2, 3 structure. So for this case, according to the rules and the guidelines that we use, this cannot be a single structure. So this is only this correction in the middle. You can see that we've got a running flat there and another structure. Perfect textbook corrective structure. Now you get a push higher. What you got to wait for is a corrective structure, a deeper corrective structure that you'll just take up. Very simple. Very simple. So taking this, it's going to be a little bit tricky if you just keep taking the smaller ones here, because at some point you're going to get a deeper one. Okay, but the indices are looking upside. That is the NASDAQ. Now the Dow we've done. UK 100 one has to be one of the most interesting as well, because we also forecasted exactly where the reversal is going to be, around this blue box area. Okay, this blue box area here. This, if you look at the previous videos, you had this. I didn't even remove these lines. I don't usually trade the FTSE. That's why these lines are still there. I just updated and I left those lines just to show that that was the analysis, and this is what is happening. When it was still here, when we were still up here, we expected that it's going to drop. So even when that move was happening, that looked like the market was crashing, we're expecting it to reverse around this blue box area between these two fib lines. This blue box magic strategy is powerful. Ask the guys in the group. Okay, ask the guys in the group. Right, so this is the reversal now. It has gone up with what looks like an impulsive move here. Some point also needs to, let's just look what it looks like here. It looks like it's making a 1, 2, and this is going to be a 3 wave, 4, 5, and then maybe a big move. And then before we go there, before we push higher. So we're still looking upside even on the UK 100 as well. Let's just go daily to see the structure in the higher degree. This is amazing, and I keep getting amazed every day with this strategy. So this is an ABC move. It looks like an expanding flat in the red here. Looks like an expanding flat. The reason why I said last time I don't like this as an expanding flat is because of this move here. I still don't like it as an expanding flat. I will update this. I will only look at this as the corrective structure, and this being the orthodox high. So I'm going to need to update this, right? So this blue box was based on that. Right, that is the FTSE NIKKEI. Now, remember what we said about the Nikkei, and this is what happens when you understand also market correlation. Let's go watch last week's video. If you watch last week's video, you will find that this is what this looked like last week. Let's cut this here. This is what it looked like. It would be very worrying if you have a structure like this. We're looking at the S&P 500, the Dow, the Nikkei, and the FTSE all looking upside, but this one was looking downside like this. And they're supposed to be correlated. So because we saw that the other cryptos were looking upside, we expected that this also will be a corrective structure and push higher. But if you just look at the naked eye and then you just look at the price and the candles, you'll think that this is coming down. Structurally, it will not make sense for this to have an impulse and an impulsive move down. It does not make sense. That's why we expected with other cryptocurrencies, even though it did not look right, because the others were clear, so we expected that this was going to follow the others. So that was a very nice move to happen here. It's a 3-3-5 expanding flat corrective structure. Okay, so that's why it then played out last week like that. So if you see what I said last week, this is what I said last week. I said this move cannot be down. It would rather do this, come down and then go make this corrective structure. Okay, so yes, it did not make this corrective structure. It did not come down, but we wanted it to at least correct and go up. So what we didn't realize was that this was all the correction, and then it needed to push higher as it has now. Okay, so market correlation, one of the models that we spend the whole day covering, because you need to understand that all the pairs are somehow correlated. It's all about the strength coefficient of the of that relationship. Right, so that is Nikkei, the DAX. It had the same structure as the Nikkei. As you can see, we had the candle down, but now pushing higher. Let's see if it can push higher and make at least this three-wave structure. All right, not clear setup there. If you get a setup to buy, you can look to buy that. They're all looking upside. The Nifty, let's see what is going on here. We've got a move up, a corrective move structure, a corrective structure back, and now we're looking at this one here to be doing 1, possibly 2, and then up. Okay, so this will be, okay, let me do it again. Make it bigger so it can be clearer. So the Nikkei, not the Nikkei Nifty, sorry, rather. Move up, correction, and a move up is what we're expecting. Okay, so if you look at this one here, it's got a lower degree three-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. You can see a running flat there, right? 1, 2, 3. Same here, you've got a three-wave structure. You won't see it here because we're on the higher degree, we're on the daily, but there's a three-wave structure there. Go to the 4-hour, you'll see it. And also here, you've got a 1, you've got 2, and we are looking for 3. Why am I looking for it like that? This is lower degree complex. Let's look here, complex B correction, running flat there. All right, so that is the structure. And you also have here, if you wanted to go down lower, you also have this purple one here, like this. Can you see the complex structure that you're getting here? Okay, let me remove this line here so you can see clearly what I'm doing here. So you can see that I'm not just playing with the lines. This is a ABC structure in red. ABC. Purple, or rather green, is another ABC structure. ABC, I won't put in the C there just to avoid cluttering the chart. Now, purple, another ABC move, complex B correction. That's something that we learn in our course. And you see, now I'm focusing that we're going to expect this move. Watch this space for next week. Okay, that is the Nifty that you need to look at. You need to get a reversal, you need to get a correction to get that move. And we'll see what happens from there. All right. Sun Pharmaceutical, one of the stocks that I do for my Indian traders. What you look out for here is this looks like a corrective structure. It's going to drop again. Okay, when this pushes below the boundary here, you expect a drop. Right, guys, we spent quite a bit of time on those. Now let's go to the major pairs. Let's go to the major pairs. Euro, US dollar. Let's have a look here. Right, so I'm on the daily here. Last week I showed that this structure here, we had a move like this, 1, 2, 3. We had a corrective structure somewhere here. I'm going to show it on the 4-hour. I said we're going to expect a move similar to this, making this a 3-wave structure that will then make another 3-wave structure to the upside. We'll see that as we go to the lower time frame. So the structure that we're looking for here so far is that we have got a 1, we have got a 2, we have got a 3. So this is one structure. There's a possibility that this makes another 1. So there will be a combination of this structure and another structure coming possibly like that. Okay, so that will be, let's do this. We don't know which structure it's going to be. So that will be a WXY move if we get a structure like that, WXY. Okay, remember I said it can either be a 5-wave WXY or a higher degree WXY. So let's see what we get here. We're already getting a structure that looks like it's going to reverse, what we like to call a V pattern in our group. So this Euro US dollar on the daily, let's look at it on the 4-hour. You see this structure? This structure here is telling you reversal. And if I go to the RSI, I am most likely going to see that there will be divergence for this to go to the upside. Let's see. Okay, so there's already divergence. Can you see that the move to the upside has already started with this here? So you are already looking to the upside with Euro US dollar, at least around this area as we forecasted. Remember, this is what we had previously. I'm on the 8-hour chart, guys, here. I'm on the 8-hour time frame. So here, this is where we were in this corrective structure. Said we're going to drop slightly before we go up. Okay, I would have liked it if it tagged the low here. It can still tag this low before it starts going to the upside. So this can keep going like this. Tag, that will be even better. I don't worry about that because I can see the RSI is already upside. So it does not tell you where reversal is, but it's telling you that reversal is imminent. Excuse me. So that is what you're looking for on Euro US dollar. You're going to be waiting for at least a reversal. Whether that reversal is going to be a pulsing move or a corrective move, that's what we cannot say with certainty, but you're going to be looking to trade it to the upside because you know the move is going to come. The only thing is what you don't know is the strength of that move. So very clear there. Watch for this move. You can even go do this. Let's go for hour. Do this for yourself. When you're watching this here, you can show the boundaries here. Show the boundaries like that. When it gets out of that boundary, when it makes a passing move outside the boundary, it will make a corrective structure and then it will push higher. So that is how you're going to get that trade. See, last week it was not so clear. Now it's crystal clear. Look at the divergence on the 4-hour as well. Very clear. Very clear. The trend is already up. Okay, yes, the RSI, I can see that. There's also an additional confirmation that we use according to the strategy, which still needs to play out. Two things still need to play out for us to confirm that this is going to happen. Euro US dollar is very clear. Watch this structure complete. Tagging here, even better, structurally. Okay, DXY, opposite of Euro US dollar, same. Some traders will call this one a wedge. We call it the V pattern. So let's see here. Pulsing move down, corrective structure, you look to sell DXY. Okay. Let's go through the rest now. US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD is making this structure here. We made a pulsing move, but let's talk about this first. Let's talk about the higher degree first quickly before we go down there. We already had this move coming from right at the top here where this was the Z, located Z. You can see this analysis from TradingView where we forecasted that this was going to push higher. This was going to push higher up to this level around the Z area. We forecasted that this is going to return there. Actually, we forecasted that it was going to return there. Pushed higher, come down with this move that we were expecting. We expected that this move was going to go all the way. It's not going all the way now. So we've made what looks like a pulsing move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could this be now the corrective structure that does this, gives us this as a continuation and then downside? But if it does that, then that means this structure may change its sequence. So we may get another move to the upside because this will be corrective and not an impulse. So let's look in the lower time frame, see what we're getting there. 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, if this is an impulse, this is that move to the downside. It's the move. But we've got this pullback. Could this be a corrective structure? Pulsing move that does this makes this 1, 2, 3, and then we drop. So let's watch this one on US dollar CAD. So let's look at oil at the same time with this. Let's bring two charts up so we can see the structure here. You guys are very quiet now. I hope you understand what I'm doing here. Is everybody still okay? I get worried when you're quiet. Or you're just listening attentively. All right, so let's have a look here. Eagle eyes, that's good. Right, so US dollar CAD on the left-hand side. Let's bring oil also because there is some correlation here. Brent crude on the 4-hour. Okay, so we've got this one on the 4-hour as well. So that means, okay, you can see oil is still pushing higher. So expect this one to come here and at least break this low. That will be this structure. So if that happens, then you will expect US dollar CAD to get some strength. This one will need to correct somehow. Okay, that is oil. If it corrects, then you're looking for a drop. This one will be pushing higher. So oil looks like it's still gonna go up. US dollar CAD correcting, push higher. It will just be correction for oil, and that is how we will look at this. 1, 1, 2, 2. I'm just showing you the moves that are inversely correlated between US dollar CAD and oil. Right. So that's what you're looking at. No clear trades at this stage. If this structure forms, I'll be looking for this move. I'll be looking for this trade. This one to the downside. Again, right? And oil, you'll be looking for this one to the upside. Right, let's carry on with the rest. And we will be looking now at US dollar CHF. US dollar CHF just needs to, let's go back to one chart. I need US dollar CHF. So CHF and US dollar are currently at parity. That means they are currently have the same value. Okay, so let's see here. We're expecting that euro may push higher. So this correction here may be a little bit more sideways and pull back when the euro starts pushing higher. If the euro pushes higher, this one will keep correcting to the downside. And when the euro comes down, this one will then push higher to go and complete that move. Okay, so watch this corrective structure, watch the euro, because this is inversely correlated to the euro. Pound also, look at this. It is also looking like a corrective structure. Let's check here. RSI has already started to move up. So at some point here, this will push higher. You just wanted to get out of this structure. Okay, it's not about trend lines. I don't trade trend lines, as you know. This is the structure, but I need to show you where the sequence comes from on this one. All right, let's look on pound US dollar. Let's look at this one here. So this is the structure that we're looking at. Let me do this so we can have more space here. As long as I can see the pair. Okay, so maybe let me go to the daily. It will be clearer. And switch off all of this so you can see. Now, the structure that we were looking at on pound was that this was going to be a running flat like that, then drop. Okay, but the question is whether that running flat is completed or not. So let's look at the lower degree here. You have here 1, 2, 3. You have here 1, 2, 3 coming down here. You could have here 1, 2, 3 as well. What will this structure be? It will be a simple 3 waves there, 3 waves there, and 3 waves there. So these can still be an expanding flat, breaks the top, comes down. See? So if you get the move to the upside, don't panic and say your analysis is wrong. Look at the structure. Perfect textbook corrective structure. Right, so let's see. Let's watch how this one comes up. Right, so that is pound US dollar, Audi. Audi, let's go for our. Audi is a little bit tricky. Okay, so this is what you have here on the Audi. Just show here. Switch off here. Two things here on the Audi. This could be the 1, 2, 3 move with this. Please hold on a second, guys. Just 1 second. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. So this could be the orthodox high, or this could be the orthodox high. So if this is the orthodox high, you could be expecting that you will have a move here like this before we go up. Okay. Is the sound gone? Let's do a sound check. Who else is having a problem with sound? Is the sound breaking up? Okay, tell me if this is okay now. Do you have any issues now? Everything okay? Should be okay now, I guess. Right, orthodox high being here, we will expect that this move will do something like this. Right, if the orthodox high is here, orthodox highs and lows as something that is also very important when you're learning the wave theory, then it means that you've got a structure like this. This will possibly do this here, be a corrective structure, push lower, and then you go up. So either way, you will push lower and then go up with this move. See, patterns. We're looking for patterns. So that's what we're going to be looking at on this one. So don't try to sell. If you're going to try to get if you're going to get a setup here, be very careful, because that will be the last move to the downside. Why would that be a last move? Because this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're getting a 5. So you're going to be trying to sell here, and then you get this short 5, and then you start getting this move to the upside, which is this one, and that will make an ABC move here like this, AB. This being the whole corrective structure, like that. Okay, ABC, like that. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. So let's carry on with that. That is Audi US dollar, and that's what you're going to look at there. This structure. So don't try to sell it here. Okay, or if you are selling it, at least sell it after it has cleared that level. Right. Okay, some people are okay with sound. So let's carry on. It should be clear on YouTube, guys. It should be clear on YouTube. My apologies for you guys that are attending here. I don't know what's going on. So YouTube should be clear. Right, so that's Audi US dollar. New Zealand should be the same also. We're looking for this. Let's look at New Zealand. So this on New Zealand could be doing this. And this being a corrective structure, and then we're going to come down with this move. Okay, so this one here is a 1, is a 2, is a 3. And then we're getting this one here, could be 1, 2, 3, and then we go. So let's see how that plays out. Okay. Right. Is the structure that you're looking at. You see this impulsive move here. You've got this impulsive move. You've got this one here being a 1, 2, 3. This one could be 1. Could do that. 1, 2, 3. Retest there. And then you get a structure like this. So this could be a sideways structure for a while. And then you get something like that. For now, you're looking for this one. If you're getting a setup here, that could be for upside. But don't try to buy that. It does not look good for upside as yet. All right, and then let's look at US dollar ZAR. US dollar ZAR is playing out perfectly, perfect. So let's see what the structure is here. We have looked at this running flat from when this structure started playing out. 1, 2, and a 3. Let's switch off here. This one we looked at as a running flat. This one breaking the low here. Breaking the low here. And we thought that this was going to be the X. And then after that X, we expected that this was possibly going to be another structure like this. 1, 2, 3. So what you have here is a 1, 2, 3 wave move, X and a Y. But this does not look good. So this could have ended here. Let's show you. You could have had here 1, 2, 3, and now you're getting another 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So let's see what happens when you get to that level. If you get that as a 1, 2, 3, you could get another 1, 2, 3. For now, we're just looking for upside to come and retest this level. Okay. So if we get out of this structure, then we know that this corrective structure would have ended. We channel. Okay, we'll channel it like that. So what is this structure in terms of the sequence? This will be 1, 2, 3 W, 1, 2, 3 X. Forecasting that we're going to have maybe another Y. Does not have to be a zigzag. It can be any corrective structure. So let's see how that one plays out. It's going to be very interesting. The structure is very clear. If you look here, you have a nice, clear running flat in that corrective structure. That makes this one WXY in the lower degree, WXY in the higher degree. Actually, this is not a WXY, guys. It's a three-wave move. It's a single flat correction. So this is an ABC move, clear ABC move. Three waves and five waves there, ABC. So there's a difference between WXY and ABC. Very clear structure on this one. So look for it to take this level and see if we're not going to come down here again. All right. No setup for now on US dollar ZAR. Let's look at now. Let's go to the pound pairs. Now, I've been talking about 156 on pound yen for a couple of weeks now. You can see that we had these pulsing moves that started in the first trading day. We had this move on the 2nd of January. That was the first trading day of the year. Now we're getting this corrective structure. So after this corrective structure, a break and correction above this is going all the way up. It may not go in a straight line, but we will see that 156. Why do I want us to see that 156? Is because of this. Go to the daily, you will see that the structure is looking quite upside there. So we're looking for it to retest at least this level again. Now you've got a pulsing move, you've got a corrective move, you're looking for it to go there. Okay, so you need to watch this corrective structure carefully because this is going to take you for a couple of 100 pips to 156. That's over 1,000, how many? 1,400 pips, more or less. If you get a nice entry there, it'll be a very nice one to look at this one. Right, so watch pound JPY. Pound yen, possibility of this going all the way up to retest that level. Very clear structure. Last week we could not see this clearly, but we saw it when it started making. We knew that it was the 156 was going to happen even when we were still here because we were looking at this structure. But last week we were just in this corrective structure here. We wanted it to give us a clear corrective structure. It may be premature even now, but we will know when this sequence ends. Let's go to the 1 hour. We have to watch it and see whether the sequence has ended or not. So if you go to the 1 hour, let's see what we have. It may not be as complete as yet. You've got 1, 2, 3 down. You've got 1, 2, 3 up. This one may go 1, 2, 3 like that and then go again. So it may not go from here. It may come for one more down before it goes. Whichever way, it doesn't matter. You'll be looking for this structure to complete and you will hop on. Don't miss it. Because if you miss this one, you're going to miss over 1,200 pips. One way to the upside. Pound, US dollar. Now, not pound, US dollar. US dollar JPY. Right, so you remember when I showed you that this corrective structure was correlated to the one that you have on AUDJPY. Let me show you again. I'm going to bring up two screens. Okay, let's bring up two screens. Where's the other screen? Now I can't find my screens. I can't find my screen tab. There we go. It has been covered with that. Right, so I'm bringing two screens here, and on the right-hand side, I want to bring AUDJPY. Okay, let's switch off all these labelings, make it clear. Try and make it as clear as possible. AUDJPY. Now look what happened here with AUDJPY, and this is how we traded this. I'm gonna do this. If you look at AUDJPY, it made this corrective structure on the 21st of January. After that corrective structure, it pushed higher. Okay, now US dollar JPY only started making that structure 3 days later on the 25th. And I remember during the webinar, we said, let's wait for US dollar JPY to also have this structure, this one, because AUDJPY already had it. So we will get the upside. If you remember, I think it was 2-3 weeks back, watch the videos, and we got that and we went to the upside. Okay, so that is how we traded this one. Now, there are a couple of others that we'll look at that had these structures forming after AUD and US dollar JPY have formed, as you'll see when we go on. So it's also very nice to trade when you've got similar pairs that are correlated, that have built the same structures, so you can just copy and paste, so to say. Right, so this is AUDJPY, US dollar JPY. We've got a pulsing move here. Is this the move that goes down? So just keep an eye. This could be a three-wave move, and it could still push higher. So let's see what the structure could be here. If you look at this one here, the sequence to the upside is not complete. Look at what I have there. Okay, and this arrow here is actually at a modest place. It could still go higher because we're looking for this one to do that, push higher like that, make a three-wave move. So this could be a corrective structure, and look for it to push higher. Now looking at Euro and CHF are very interesting. Euro yen and CHF yen are very interesting. So look at this one. You've got a pulsing move, A corrective structure, B. Can you see that this one now started on the 10th of January? We could have looked at this one first because this is the one that started. This is the one that started this move. The one that we looked at on AUDJPY and US dollar JPY. It made the same move and then pushed higher. Exactly the same thing. Right, so in this case, we're looking at this as a pulsing move, a corrective structure, and a diagonal here. Okay, watch this beautiful diagonal textbook. Watch how it looks internally. You've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, you've got 4, you've got 5. Okay, diagonal. So it's an A move, B move. Your diagonal is a C, textbook stuff. Now you're looking for this to do that structure, correcting that whole diagonal, and you look for it to push to the upside. So let's see here. Maybe you push lower, make this structure. You will trade when this makes an impulse and a correction to give you this one. CHF, also very clear. Now CHF has made this structure. Let's switch off, avoid the clutter. CHF is also very clear. We've made a lot of money on this pair because it's got a very clear setup most of the time. So let's have a look. So CHF, you have 3 wave moves to the downside. You've got this corrective structure here. Looks like a regular flat. You've got 1, 2, 3. Also another zigzag looking structure like that. Okay, remember we focused that the reversal is going to happen there, and now we're looking for this one making an impulse here. We're looking for this to build a corrective structure. We've got an impulse. Looks corrective, may make an impulse down before we go. Pulse, corrective structure. So what you'll be expecting here is that this will do this, that, then it goes. With this being the structure in the middle here, this is what it looks like at the moment. So if you get this structure looking like that, you're hopping on here to at least go and retest this top here, if not break it. Okay, so watch this one. It's very clear. Let me not take it off. So if you wanted to put in labelings here, you will see that this is a simple 3 waves move down, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, and then you're starting a new move to the upside. Use an A, whether it's an A or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a different story. Let's watch. For now, you've got this move that you may want to trade. It's a small move. You can come back there and then up. Still short for now. Right, so that's Euro. Audi we already looked at with JPY. Let's just look here what we said about Audi. AUDJPY may be making this structure. You've got a pulsing move there. You've got a corrective move. Corrective. This one can do that, and go to retest that level. Eventually, we will be looking for this structure, something like this. Right, A, B, C. That's why we're looking for it to do that. No traders yet. You need to wait for this to build a clearer structure. Right, that is AUDJPY. So you can keep taking these corrective structures. Just need to be careful when you get here, because you can get this one to do that, as you've seen the structure that we're looking at. This one here. Okay. New Zealand. A little bit of a push higher. Let's go back to the 4-hour. New Zealand, can you see that structure that I was talking about that happened on all these yen pairs? It has happened on New Zealand on this date. On this date, and this was 15 January. Okay, this is 15 January. So we could have copied all these moves to the upside on the yen pairs. Okay, guys, I think this may be an urgent call. I keep getting this call, so let me just pause quickly. Right, so I was still talking about these moves that have happened in all the yen pairs. So what are we expecting here? Slight push to this level. If it breaks, corrects, then we're gonna have that move carrying on to the upside. And this will be like the first move, the corrective move. But I would expect that this will do this here and push higher. So it's not very clear here on New Zealand. You want it to form a proper corrective structure. For now, it's only an impulse, looks like an impulse, could make another one to the downside. So let's watch and see what happens first before you want to trade this one. May also just go sideways like that. Sideways like that. But for now, you just want it to let it build the structure first. Right, so that's all the yen pairs. Now we still have CADJPY. Let's look at CADJPY. So CADJPY, expecting a move like this. I'm expecting this may do that, making this complete structure, and then we'll look for upside. Okay, so that's a corrective structure we're expecting. So this could be this one as well. That does this. That means that this is all a corrective structure, but my first preference is this one to the downside. This one comes down, and then we push higher, because then you'll have this clear corrective structure that will be a regular flat. Let's see how this one goes. All right, that is CAD. Let's look at the pound pairs now. Pound pairs are looking interesting. If you look at pound chief, you are looking for this one to break to the upside. Don't miss these moves on the pound pairs, guys. I don't know if there's news next week that will push this higher, but the pound pairs are all looking upside for the next week. So don't miss these moves. The reason why we're looking for upside on pound chief is because of this. We're looking for a corrective structure like this. So those moves, even if they're going to be fast, they may not go all the way. So you're looking for this one to push higher. So you may get a couple of 100 pips. So it's about 300 pips that may happen to around that area before we drop. Okay, so let's see how that goes, but don't miss the breakout of this flex. You've got very clear flex on the pound pairs. That's pound chief and especially pound US dollar, and as well as pound JPY. You've got this beautiful flex forming there. So even if it goes back for one down, you must keep tracking it. You must keep tracking it because that will be a very nice move to the upside. All right, that is pound CHF. Now let's look at pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand. So pound New Zealand does not necessarily have a flag like the other pound pairs, but if we're looking at the pound pairs and the direction is up on all of them, what pound New Zealand will need to do is this structure, corrective structure here. So this will allow New Zealand to also go up with the other pound pairs. So let's watch and see how this goes. Otherwise, this can keep on coming down with this move if it keeps correcting here. If it's going to be driven by the strength in the New Zealand. But if all the pound pairs are going up, you're going to form this structure. That will be a 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 1, 2, 3 back, W, X, and there you're going to be looking for upside. Keep an eye. All right, that is pound New Zealand, AUD, pound AUD as well. You have got this move, 1, 2, and this could be making, in the lower degree, a move like this. I'll show you why I'm expecting a move like that to go and break this top there. So let me show you why I'm looking for that top to be the top there. So that will be this move here, like this, and then you're gonna have this move here, like this. If you look at this whole structure, and I'll show you where the structure fits in the higher degree, this structure will be a regular flat if we get it like that. So with the theme of the pound pairs being upside, even if this trades slightly lower, the upside move will make sense for all the pound pairs. So this will be a regular flat, and you'll be looking for this to come and retest this top here. So why are we looking for it to do that? So this will be the last corrective structure, Z, and then drop. So somebody can say, okay, this is a corrective structure, but why are you looking for it to come down? So that will be the end of correction, and this will be this structure. Let's go to the daily. I've shown this one for over a year. This corrective structure has been building for over a year. So this is why you would get a drop at the end of this, because that will be the last structure to the downside. Why would you want to drop it? Is because you have this one, 1, 2, 3, that is a flat correction, or rather, yeah, it's a flat correction, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, W, first structure, X, second structure, Y, X, your Z. So that is why you wanted to have that structure that I showed you in the lower degree, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. So if we get to retest this level here, I would expect that the pound AUD will drop with this big move. So we're still watching for this one. From 2017, we have been watching this corrective structure on pound AUD. It's a corrective structure. It's not going to go up like this. It's going to drop eventually. Okay, so we keep tracking it because we don't want to miss that kind of move. Pound CAD. So pound CAD, that corrective structure that looks so complex is still continuing, but we've got the downside here. So let's check what we looked at previously. I'm going to show you the structure in the higher degree now, and this was the structure that we looked at. I looked at this as a regular flat in the middle, a 1, a 2, and a 3, giving you that running flat there in this degree. Now the overall structure is this one, a pulsing move, and this 1, 2, 3 waves is actually this corrective structure. So we focused that this move that was happening here, this move is part of this last wave. Okay, so when it tagged here, we got this drop to the downside. Now we're dropping with this move with the red. We are dropping with this move. Okay, we had a pulsing move up. There's a possibility that this now pushes up higher with the other pound pairs to come and at least retest this level before dropping again, because that is what we're expecting. Okay, so with the pound pairs, pound CAD can go up with this move. This is not a short move, it's a daily, so it's from 170 to about 173. It's about 300 to 350 pips to the upside. Okay, but eventually this corrective structure will drop. Okay. All right, that is pound CAD. I think that concludes all the pound pairs. Let's do silver and gold because we missed silver and gold. If we look at silver and gold, let's look at silver first. Silver A very nice flag as well. I'm not even going to go through the rest of the structure. You look for it to break out here for at least a move around that level, to break this level. Okay, watch this break out of here. You've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, rather, let's look at this. 1, 2. This could be a 3, and this could be the 4, and then a 5. And this is lower degree here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could be starting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in green here on silver before you get a deeper correction. So look for that upside to trade that wave 5. Clear? And gold already broke out. It's actually what time frame is this? It's actually has already made a pulsing move to the upside. So silver will follow, definitely. Silver will follow, and then we'll be looking for this to break the top here and move around that level, at least to the 350s. All right, so that's gold and silver. Very simple analysis. You can watch the detailed one in terms of the long-term structure on both on the previous videos. Let's go to the euro pairs. We'll start with EURAUD. Now, EURAUD has always been one of those very interesting pairs that always have clear structures that we've traded so well in the past years. This whole move on EURAUD we have traded, and I'm just going to quickly show you how we've traded this from around the beginning of 2017 up to now. Actually, from 2016 up to this point, I've been looking at EURAUD. This current move, and I want to show you how this one plays out. It's amazing how this plays out when you understand the forecast. Let's look at this. This is not guesswork. You see this way before it happens. So I want to show you the idea that I posted here on TradingView over 2 years ago. Let's have a look here. About 2 years ago, and it is still playing out. It's coming now, almost there. Now this is EURAUD. Let me clear this. I need to show it with the labeling on. EURAUD. Thanks, Ahmed. We'll look at euro pound now. Yes. Now look at this here. This is on the 4 hour. Let me get my annotation. On the 4 hour on EURAUD. Now you can see that we expected. This is 2016. It was 2016 when I posted this. We're expecting that this will come down. You see here, it was before it came down. It went down with this move. We traded this move up to this point. Can you see exactly there? No guesswork. Now, after that, it corrects. Okay? After correction, you expect that you're going to get another move similar to that. Same as I was saying on Bitcoin. We're going to get another move similar in size as that one. Even though I didn't update that, that is the move that has now eventually happened. When you get a corrective structure like that, that is the expectation. Let's put all the bars on. So what has been happening with EURAUD has been this clear structure. Can you see? Textbook stuff. This here. Move, correction, and then a move. Okay, I'm going to take this off so you just have to watch this move here on this side. Can you see? This one was still pushing higher. And that is that move. That is how we've been trading EURAUD all along. Okay, so now we are right here. So that the whole move that I've just shown you is this one here. Okay, I've just shown you this move. First, we pushed up to this level. It made that correction. And then we traded it up to the upside. Now we made this corrective structure here. I thought it was going to go for another one like this. But it looks like this corrective structure here is incomplete, and we're going to adjust. It's incomplete. We're going to adjust it. Okay, so let's see. So currently, if we go to the lower time frame, 4 hour, we're expecting this one to do that up, at least that structure. Let's see if we're going to get something like that. We will update as this plays out. For now, it looks like it's going to continue with the drop, pull sharp, make this structure. That's going to be a 1, 2, 3-way move, possibly to retest that level. But for now, you just need to wait for it and see if it's going to break out of this. Okay, if it breaks out and then you get an impulsive move here, you're going to wait for this move to the downside. That's Euro Audi. Let's go to Euro Pound as well. Euro Pound. Euro Pound has got a very nice structure that's in the 4 hour now. Let's go to the daily. Let me go daily and show you the structure, how it has played so beautifully now. Now, this is how this has played out. It has made this move. This is the high here, and we've been forecasting this correction. Initially, I thought this was going to be the X. I didn't take it off on purpose because I wanted to adjust it with you guys watching here so that you can see the difference now between what we were doing previously and now. So initially, we thought this was going to be the X, and we're going to get a move like this to the downside. This was the initial analysis, 1, 2, 3. And then corrective structure X, and then 1, 2, 3. So now this has now, we need to adjust it slightly because it is making a clearer structure. So instead of X being this single one here, I'm expecting that the X will now be this structure. So now look how beautifully this plays out if this becomes that structure. You get this one here to do that structure, corrective one, comes down and then go. What difference does this make now? This now becomes a regular flat here. You have a 1 running flat there, 2, 3. You also have a 1, 2, 3. You also have a 1, 2, 3. This becomes a simple WXY structure. So we are looking to see what's going to happen with this corrective structure. So the interesting thing that we're waiting for is to see what's going to happen with this structure. If we get a proper corrective structure here, we're selling it to the downside and then upside. Okay. All right, that is a Euro Pound. Watch this structure complete there. Euro New Zealand, have we done Euro New Zealand? Yes, we have done Euro New Zealand. We're expecting it to keep coming down here, possibly do that. So when Euro US dollar starts making a move to the upside, we'll expect Euro New Zealand to do this and then down. EURCAD, you've got this move here. So EURCAD, we have a pulsing move here. You've got a corrective structure there, looking like an expanding flat, dropping here with this move. I'm expecting at least a move here, corrective move here. This is on the daily now, and a move like this. Now, if you look at this, we may get fractals here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. So let's take this off. So you may get a similar structure this side. This structure, can you see that you have this corrective structure here? So you may get this one there. So you are getting indication of a push to the upside. This push may not be a reversal, it may just be a corrective structure. So that's what you'll have. You'll have something that looks like this. You see I've indicated this corrective structure. 3-wave move down, 1, 2, 3. This should actually be like this now because you're looking at it as an expanding flat. You can take this out. Clear structure. So let's see if we get a corrective structure at some point here that will drop us to the downside. And that will make 1, 2, 3 before we push higher. That's EURCAD, EURCHF, corrective structure there. That may take us back up here for 1, 2, 3, corrective structure that will then drop for 1 more again. Okay. Now this will not be an ABC move anymore. We're gonna have to adjust it. For now, watch this structure on the 4 hour. If you're gonna look for any upside, if the euro is gonna be going to the upside, this one can keep doing this and then push higher. Keep an eye on it. It's EUROCHF. I think that concludes all the euros. Okay, we can go through some of the cross pairs. Audi New Zealand. So let's look at Audi New Zealand on the 4-hour. You've got a move to the upside. We're looking at this as a corrective structure. Something like this, 1, 2, could still push down to lower like this. So if this is a corrective structure, this may still push up here for this one, but this has now become so deep that there's a possibility that this one could come down here and go. So why would that come down? Let's show in the daily why that could come down again. If you remember what I have been looking for this one to do, there was 2 areas where we wanted it to get to. Either this one here, break the low and go, or this one here. So there's a likelihood that these can do this and still come back to the second one before it goes. Let's switch everything off there. Okay, so the second one is this one. It will not change the structure. It will still be a pulsing move. 3-wave move down. Let's do this in a different color. 1, 2, 3. Right? After the 3, you'll expect that one to go all the way up. So that is the big move that we're expecting. We thought it was going to start here, but it doesn't look likely because it's coming too deep, so deep. So this may make a 1, 2, 3, and that will be a corrective structure, and then still drop to the downside to this level, which will be perfect because after this, then this move is almost guaranteed. Okay. AUDCAD. AUDCAD. A pulse, 1, 2, 3. Small setup there for at least a move to that level. New Zealand CAD. Corrective structure. Possibility for this to do that and that. New Zealand CHF. Continuation. You need to get a corrective structure like that. That will be a 1, 2, 3. AUDJPY. Pulsing move. Looks corrective. Can do that. And push higher. Keep an eye on it. See what structure you get. Lastly, CADCHF. CADCHF also a pulsing move. You're busy correcting here. Could eventually come and retest this top here. So keep an eye and see how this one goes. So for all of them, you need to watch these corrective structures. They need to make sense. They need to be matured for you to take the structures. Thank you very much for attending, guys. You've been a great bunch. Good luck next week. And please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button so you can get a notification when I post a video. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day. We'll see you next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.